3 months ago, I made a video spreading awareness about the floods that were happening in Pakistan, and I even started a GoFundMe to collect donations. My initial goal was to collect $2,000, nothing too crazy, just enough that I could personally overlook that these funds go directly to people in need and not through any organizations or some third party. And alhamdulillah, we reached and even surpassed that goal in just a couple of days. We ended up raising over $3,300, and for that, I'm really thankful to all my community. My close friends, family members, and everyone that saw my updates on Instagram stories and came through with those donations. So yeah, this video is about those updates and even some of the challenges that I faced organizing this. Challenge number 1 was figuring out if I could even do it. It's easy to just collect funds and donate to an organization, but I wanted to be more involved, and the reports I heard while living in Pakistan, yeah, the situation was not good at all, and I wanted to ensure that everything I collect for the people in need gets to them and they're able to make use of it. So what did I do? I hit up my cousins. I asked around if they knew anyone collecting funds, and luckily they knew of a relative running the small scale project. So yeah, I called them up, I told them my plan, and I went to check out the space they were using. Anyways, so this is the room where the magic is happening. This is where we're collecting all the donations for the flood victims. We got flour here, we got snacks for kids, we got vitamin C, clean drinking water, rice, grain, everything that people need during this time of crisis. Medication. What you see here is a leftover from the previous shipment. One just got shipped on Monday, so we're just waiting for the team to come back. I'll show you how this stuff gets packed and then gets shipped over. The next shipment will be going to Bela, which is in Balochistan, so watch out for that. Alright, challenge number 2 was getting the money from Canada to Pakistan. If you don't already know, apart from the flood crisis, Pakistan is also going through an economical and political crisis. So yeah, getting the money through the banks was impossible because the government had froze all international transfers. But thankfully, I was able to find a way through an international remittance program. But the issue was that it only had a limit of $1,000 per transaction. Which brings me to challenge number 3, getting the money from the banks in Karachi. If you don't know, Karachi is the crime central of Pakistan, so getting the money from the bank every single time was literally playing with fire. Although credit cards and online banking do exist, it's not as common and cash is still king there. So yeah, shout out to my cousin who literally was my getaway driver to and from the bank. This man would just whip up his bike like we were in Doom. Also, if you don't know, $1,000 is like over 160,000 in Pakistani rupees. And the bank teller never had like large currency, so I literally had wads of like cash. All this cash was like stashed in our hats and socks, and I would have to call my other cousin while at the bank telling him to keep the door unlocked, so there was less possibility of us getting robbed at the doorstep. Yeah, it's actually that serious. Challenge number 4 was finding vendors and bargaining to get the best possible price. And I want to tell you about the shopkeeper though, who wouldn't let me record because he thought I was doing surveillance for a planned robbery, even though we explained to him why we were recording. I swear, I'm not making this up. I get where he was coming from because it is really that bad here, but we just moved on and found another vendor who did let us record. So we're at the shop right now, the wholesale shop. I'm with my family members. I got my cousin and the rest of the team. This is Mr. Shakil, this is Mr. Tahir Patel. So we're all here collecting all these items for the flood victims, purchasing in bulk with the donations that you guys provided. Yeah, so this is powdered milk, 150 per packet. One packet's almost 15 grams. We're buying 33 dozen packet of this powdered milk. We're also purchasing some salt here because we're getting a good deal. So this, and some tea. Right now we're purchasing some plastic bags just so that the items that we purchased can be properly packaged so that we can ship them off in a proper manner. We're currently bargaining with the shopkeeper. I'll show you what rice we're getting. This is the rice. That's a shopkeeper. So we're just bargaining, trying to figure out how much rice we need.
290 से 27,000 रुपये बने, 235 से 23,500 ये बने।
All these items that we recently bought was just bought from 1/3 of the money of the fund. So trips like this took a whole day. So I think there will be 3 more trips to complete all the donations that I've collected from the GoFundMe, and hopefully this will benefit a lot of people that are affected by the floods. So this is where our distribution center is. This is where all the stuff is being collected. Next challenge, what challenge are we on? Number 5? But yeah, next challenge was to repackage everything we bought in bulk to fit in smaller boxes. This took a couple of days, and this is where we put our blood, sweat, and tears. So our team is working hard right now to pack everything that we purchased so far in bulk. I'm working as well, which is why we're all sweating because it's super hot here, but this work needs to be done. This is it's almost 1 a.m. right now. Everyone's coming from their offices, so that's why it's super late, but everything that we're packing today will get shipped out tomorrow, inshallah. So the electricity just went, but we're still working. These are all the boxes that are lined up. Packing all these boxes right now.
पानी, उसके अलावा जो है वो ये आटा, चप्पलें, चादरें, कपड़े, माशाल्लाह जब वो पैकेट खुलेगा ना तो उसको दिल खुश होगा कि किसी ने कोई चीज़ दी है.
So there's all these pads lying around that we didn't pack in each box because there's a bit of a cultural thing that it's a bit taboo to talk about like period products or sanitary products. So what we're gonna do, instead of packing these in each box, we're gonna discreetly give these away to families that need it, families with women. So updates so far, we're done filling all the boxes with items. So each box contains rice, salt, some cookies, grain, tea, clothes. That's grain. We got biscuits, powdered milk, more cookies, and ORS, and also mosquito repellent. All that's left to do is tape these up and load them up in the trucks.
आप लोगों ने भिजवाए राफिक भाई, आपका दिया हुआ राशन है. आपने जो मेहनत करवाई हमसे, आज का राशन आपकी तरफ से था और अल्लाह पाक ने ऐसी बरकत अता फरमाई. और राफिक, आप कैनेडा से आगे जो मेहनत करना चाहते थे, सॉरी मैं आपको ला नहीं सका, मुझे पता था कि यहाँ पर आप नहीं पहुँच सकोगे. आपका दिया हुआ एक एक पैसा और आपका लिया हुआ एक एक पैसा आप लोगों को बता सकते हो कि मुनासिब जगह पे हमने पहुँचा है. ये रोटी खा रहे हैं लोग, ये रोटी आपके मुँह में चबेगी भी नहीं. ये लोग ये रोटी खा रहे हैं. ये एक सालन पकाते हैं लौकी. ये लौकी पकाई थी, पता नहीं कब तक चलेगी, कैसे चलेगी. पानी का सिर्फ यही गुजारा है, यहाँ दूर दूर तक पानी नहीं है. ये पहले गंदे पानी के बर्तन धो रहे हैं, तो ये थोड़ा सा साफ पानी इस्तेमाल करते हैं, इससे बर्तन धुल रहे हैं। ठीक है, कैंप देखिए कितनी दूर दूर तक लगे हैं, ना यहाँ पानी का नलका है, ना यहाँ वॉशरूम्स हैं, ना यहाँ कोई छत पड़ी हुई है। गर्मी के अंदर बगैर सारो सामान के, इस वक्त कराची में जो गर्मी है, हुकूमत बलूचिस्तान को भी इस बारे में सोचना चाहिए। और हम इस वक्त तकरीबन 50+ पे खड़े हुए हैं, हमारी हालत बुरी हुई, अलग सूख चुके हैं। बच्चे के पैर दिखाओ, इस बच्चे को देखें, ये छोटे से बच्चे को देखें कैसे हो। इन बच्चों के पैर दिखाओ, जिस रेट पे आप जूतों में आपको गर्मी लग रही है, इन बच्चों के पैर, ये छोटी सी बच्ची के पैर दिखाओ, ये किस चीज़ के ऊपर बैठी हुई है। एक बच्चा हमारे पीछे जो है तकरीबन 12 किलोमीटर तक जो है ना हमारे साथ आया है, तो उसने टोपी दिखा के हमने, हाँ वो बच्चा भागता हुआ तकरीबन 10 से 12 किलोमीटर तक तो है ना वो हमारे साथ चलता हुआ आया है। 12 किलोमीटर वो खड़ा हुआ बच्चा, ये बच्चा ही खड़ा हुआ। हाँ ये बहुत दूर से आया हमारे पीछे, टोपी दिखा रहा था, मैंने इसको पहचाना। तकरीबन 12 किलोमीटर हमने देखा। ठीक है, तुमको भाई का शुक्रिया अदा करो। अल्लाह खैर करेगा, हम है ना भाई।
आप लोगों ने सामान जमा किया और जो है ना यहाँ पर पहुँचे, आप लोगों का बहुत शुक्रिया। आपने बड़ी मुशक्कत से और बड़े कठिन रास्ते से आप होते हुए यहाँ तक पहुँचे, अल्लाह जज़ा खैर दे। आप
भाई मैं उन तमाम लोगों से जो हमारे जो दोस्त अहबाब हैं,
राशिद
भाई हैं, नज़ीर भाई हैं,
There you have it. Seeing the smiles on all these children's faces literally made it all worth it. And I would do it all over again. Now, I do want to remind you that whatever I did was just short term. The crisis is not over yet. In fact, it's getting worse with the winter coming. I was invited at the HCI fundraiser in Toronto with Iqrarul Hassan as the guest speaker. He raised over $200,000 and all that money will be used to building shelters for all the people that have lost their homes in these floods. I did have a chance to speak to him and I was able to tell him that my community, which is you guys, contributed a lot to this cause as well. So yeah, if you want to continue donating, I will have a link to HCI. It's a trustworthy organization. I know a lot of people personally that work there. So yeah, that being said, I'll see you in the next video.